project. And
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. hmm Yeah, so you have here mentioned, a green belt training course for completed. So which green belt are we talking about here?
this is the DFSS green belt, designed for Six Sigma green belt.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and also I think I did complete my my black belt training at GM. So it's worth
Okay.
mentioning, I think. DFSS black belt.
hmm Okay, and so here I think it's that you have mentioned learned a new methodology of work called lean product design and development, which uses techniques to stay on course with the program timeline. So I think this was the same lean strategy that you tried to implement at the other company. I think it was General Motors.
Yes, that's correct. Yes. And
Okay.
GE, I learned all this new technology. It was really, um, really interesting to learn all that. Like I said, it was, I learned all this Japanese methodology. So there was the Toyota, when it was not
Mm-hmm.
really doing great back in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
They developed this type of process called Toyota Production System. And this
Okay.
TPS, so the TPS, what they did was, what it did, it was created by somebody called Taichi Ono, and
Mm-hmm.
he taught Toyota how to design cars. And then he also made a company called Shingijutsu, and that
Okay.
Shingijutsu company was the one we were consulting with, and then the GE was consulting with Shingijutsu, and Shingijutsu taught us how to build washing machines and how to design washing machines. So in that
Okay.
process, even if it is a automotive, if it's a washing machine, a cycle, a motorcycle, a rocket engine, anything it is, anything, any kind of product you throw at me, I will be able to use this process, what I learned
Okay.
at GE,
Mm-hmm.
to develop uh, for product development, for lean product. This is called the lean product development strategy. So this
Okay.
is really a good method of um, taking out all the fat out of the process. It's a very lean process. It gives us some quick tools. Like for example, in the beginning of my work at GE, uh,
Mm-hmm.
the early uh, the earliest when we started working on it, and we built the first horizontal axis washer uh, on the day one when we started designing this project.
Mm-hmm.
The how did we do that is that we went to Home Depot, brought some 2x4s, built the
Mm-hmm.
structure of the washing machine. We wanted to increase the size of the tub, size of the basket of the washing machine. So
Mm-hmm.
we actually wrapped this big the basket actually into a big blanket, so to
Mm-hmm.
make it look bigger, and then we put it inside that uh, horizontal axis structure, washing machine structure, and then built it. That was my job on the day one, was to package a I think it was an electrical amplifier system
Okay.
into a box with a smaller packaging space. So I did that using my ingenuity, uh,
Mm-hmm.
my uh, my zeal to learn this new process, and then also the and try to form this amplifier as as
Okay.
snugly as it could fit into the washing machine, into the washing machine structure, and it would not uh, it would easily fit it in there, and it was not touching other components, so it was kind of shrink, but I actually made a box using cardboard and glued it together to make it look like a uh, real amplifier, and then put it in there. Um,
Okay.
so it was really an eye-opening experience. It was really really unique experience, and I still remember each and every aspect of it, and
Mhm.
I would love to work in that environment again.
Okay. Okay. Great. Okay. And so then any other particular achievement from this role of yours or any other process improvement thing?
Not really process improvement, but I did learn something called the 3D printing or the forced deposited modeling, FDM it's called. I went to for taking training in Minneapolis. Uh, Went to Stratasys to get that training, and I got trained in this how to create an STL file
Uh,
using toolpaths and then slicing the for the 3D printed um, 3D printing of a component prototype.
yeah.
So that is a useful technology these days, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Perfect. So then again, anything else then from this role?
I know.
Okay. Okay. And then you were the project engineer at Gibbs Technologies amphibious vehicles, and this one is really interesting.
Yeah, so I don't have much to speak about this. It's
Mhm.
just I have actually mentioned what I've worked on it. And it's also so much in the past. I don't
Uh,
really remember much, but this is kind of amphibious vehicles which were this is kind of like a vehicle which goes on water and
mhm.
and also on the road. So when it goes in the water, its suspension is designed such that the tires will go up above the
Mhm.
water.
Okay.
Excuse me, to reduce the drag. And my job was to. This was only a month and a half project, so I just utilized my expertise in OptiStruct and HyperMesh to develop this to analyze the suspension and
Mhm.
get the forces out of it, and get the results, and maybe get some remediation done to that. Um,
Okay.
yeah, like I said, I don't remember much. It was just a short term, like month and a half project, and then it was I was in between jobs, so I just grabbed whatever I could, and
Mhm.
I kind of like I don't know if I told you, I lost my job in the Great Recession in January
Yeah.
2009, and from
Mhm.
that point on, I didn't have any job. I was looking for something to work on, and this Gibbs
Mhm.
Technology was a great job offer they gave me. So I just worked there for about a month and a half while my
Mhm.
uh, processing, like interview process, was going on at GE. So GE was the one to offer me the position, and I accepted it and left the Gibbs Technologies company.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I went to GE. Mainly there, I learned a lot. And Gibbs, not so much.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
any other thing from this role then? Anything you would like to
Um,
highlight or?
no, no.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. And then you were the crash safety engineer at Ford Motor Company again. Yeah.
Yeah, it is the same kind of similar position at the as I was in the linear this side impact test in the from 2011 to 2012. Similar position,
Mm-hmm.
but I
Okay.
worked on all load cases. I worked so to give you a brief overview of this. You can
Mm-hmm.
actually you can read through this because it's kind of really
Mm-hmm.
old. I don't remember that much, but I do remember that I've worked
Uh,
on all load cases in the frontal impact, which
okay.
is IIHS, NCAP, and 30-degree angular, 25 mile per hour, 17 mile per hour. Those are five
Mm-hmm.
load cases. And I also worked on the IIHS and lint cap for the side impact. And I
Mm-hmm.
worked on uh, the rear impact, 70% offset, 50 miles per
Mm-hmm.
hour rear impact. I worked on this ECR 32
Mm-hmm.
uh, and 34 safety
Yeah.
performance requirements for rear impact.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's what I remember. And also I added a dummy into the car, which was not the norm at that time in 2007 to 9. There was
Uh-huh.
no um, there were no dummies inside the car in CA models. It was just
Mhm.
in physical tests, and
Okay.
it was done in other software called rigid body dynamic software like Madimo. Instead of Madimo, I incorporated this into a Radios, which is
Mm-hmm.
similar to Dyna. So
Okay.
that's all I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, not much.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. And then you were the safety CA engineer at Daimler.
Yes, yes. There I had done done mostly, like I said, all load cases.
Mm-hmm.
And it was early in my career, so I was kind of learning. I learned LS Dyna over there. I extensively learned and utilized pretty much. And
Okay.
I learned a software called ANSA. So those are my
Mm-hmm.
highlights, besides whatever I mentioned in here. Uh,
Uh-huh.
and I don't remember much of what I did over there. It's just,
Okay.
yeah, whatever I mentioned, I just, yeah, I've written it down there.
Okay. Okay. And so then finally you were the project engineer at Bluebird School Bus OEM.
Yes, and the highlight of this is already we
Yeah.
discussed in the achievements that the change
Yeah.
in the non-value added items, that was the highest achievement there. That was the highlight where Bluebird
Mm-hmm.
and pretty much in uh, day-to-day business cycles. So I pretty much ran like rotated in all the different faculties of engineering.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
touched base, yeah, and I did some forward performance tests, rearward performance tests of the seats of
Mm-hmm.
the school bus, and
Yeah.
yeah, using Master, yeah, and function as
Okay.
a FEA coordinator to send work to India, and then when they send back to me the work, uh, I would interpret the results and then report out. It was kind of a starting position, so I don't really
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have much experience. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, not like how I'm
Okay.
doing right now. It's much
Yeah.
more ironed out, I would say.
Okay. Okay. Great. And so when I'm creating your LinkedIn profile, so the most important part is basically the summary where I have to create a value proposition for you that this is the
Hmm.
sort of person I am, this is what I've done in the past, and this is what I can do for your company as well. So do you have any preference in terms of skills that I really want to highlight this and this skill of mine, and like I'm really proficient with this and this should come out right away when someone looks at my summary. So any preference there?
Yes, please. I should point out that I'm an expert in nonlinear dynamic crash analysis,
Okay.
and I'm an expert in LS Dyna.
Okay.
Yes, and I am uh, expert in all the SEA pre-processing and post-processing tools.
Okay.
And then you can mention if you want, if you think it's necessary to mention this, we could do that. Like
Okay. Mhm.
like primer and all this, whatever I just mentioned earlier in the FEA tools.
Sure.